Cyber risk is moving on several fronts at once, from active threats to broader defensive pressure. Welcome to the Kernel Panic Brief. Today we're covering several major cybersecurity developments that matter for defenders, security leaders, and incident response teams. Multiple vendors released security patches or advisories addressing newly disclosed vulnerabilities. Our next story is Cl0p affiliates target internet-exposed PTC Windchill and FlexPLM with unauthenticated RCE. Threat actors linked to the Cl0p, aka Chubby Scorpius, FIN11, Graceful Spider, and Lace Tempest, ransomware campaign are exploiting flaws in internet-exposed PTC Windmill and FlexPLM deployments as part of a new data extortion campaign. Attackers chain a pre-authentication information disclosure in the FlexPLM WSDL endpoint, with a server-side flaw in the Windchill login servlet, enabling why this matters. The story signals a meaningful cybersecurity development that may affect defender priorities, exposure, or monitoring. For defenders, the immediate takeaway is to validate exposure, review detections, and confirm that response playbooks still match the current threat picture. Our next story is Fastjson RCE vulnerability targeted in attacks with no patch available. Security firms Threatbook and Imperva say attackers are targeting a critical flaw in Fastjson, Alibaba's JSON library for Java. In affected Spring Boot applications, a malicious JSON request can execute code without authentication, with the privileges of the Java process. Tracked as CVE 2026-16723, the vulnerability carries an Alibaba-assigned CVSS score of 9.0. The confirmed chain requires. Why this matters. The story includes a specific vulnerability and remediation signal, which makes it directly actionable for defenders. For defenders, the immediate takeaway is to validate exposure, review detections, and confirm that response playbooks still match the current threat picture. Our next story is DevMan RAS portal centralizes payload builds, victim management, and affiliate payouts. The operators of the DevMan Ransomware as a Service (RAS) scheme are maintaining a dedicated web platform that offers affiliates the ability to build payloads, oversee earnings, and manage various aspects related to victims. Swiss cybersecurity company Prodaft is tracking the centrally administered RAS operation under the name Funky Mantis. The portal combined build generation, finance. Why this matters. Ransomware activity can disrupt operations quickly and often requires urgent containment and recovery work. For defenders, the immediate takeaway is to validate exposure, review detections, and confirm that response playbooks still match the current threat picture. Our next story is researcher publishes GitLab RCE POC, letting authenticated users run commands as Git. Security researchers at DepthFirst published working exploit code on July 24th for a GitLab flaw that GitLab patched 6 weeks earlier, on June 10th. It runs commands as Git on any self-managed 18.11.3 server that has not taken the update. Any authenticated user who can push to a project can run it. The attacker commits a crafted Jupyter notebook and opens its commit diff, which leaks a heap. Why this matters. The story signals a meaningful cybersecurity development that may affect defender priorities, exposure, or monitoring. For defenders, the immediate takeaway is to validate exposure, review detections, and confirm that response playbooks still match the current threat picture. Our next story is OnTrac notifies customers of data breach after network hack. OnTrac parcel delivery company is informing that hackers breached its corporate network and may have accessed personal details belonging to its customers. Why this matters. Confirmed exposure or compromise changes risk calculations for affected organizations, customers, and downstream partners. For defenders, the immediate takeaway is to validate exposure, review detections, and confirm that response playbooks still match the current threat picture. That is your Kernel Panic Brief. If you rely on this roundup, follow the channel for